Hello guys! I have a new Junie B. Jones books, and this one is Junie B. Jones and her big fat mouth. I wonder what Junie B. Jones is going to do now that she's got a big fat mouth. What do you think that means? That her mouth is really fat? Or does she say things she shouldn't be saying? Let's find out. This one's by Barbara Park. Illustrated by Denise Brunkus. Uh-oh. And the first chapter is labeled Punishment. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B. And that's all. I go to kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. There are lots of rules in that place, like no shouting, and no running in the hall, and no butting the other children in the stomach with your head. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., that's all. Last week, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. Then she made an announcement to us. Announcement is the school word for telling us something very important. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? She said. Today is going to be a special day in Room 9. We're going to talk about different careers you can have when you grow up. Yeah, only guess what? I said. I never even heard of the dumb word careers before, and so I don't want to know what the heck the word's about. Mrs. squinted her eyes. A career is a job, Junie B., she said. And please raise your hand before you speak. Then Mrs. talked some more about careers, and she said Monday was going to be called Job Day, and everybody in the room 9 would come to school dressed like what kind of job they wanted to be. After that, Room 9 was very excited, except for not me, 'cause I had a big problem, that's why. Yeah, only guess what? I said. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, and so that means I can't come to school on Monday, and now I'll probably flunk kindergarten. Hooray! Shouted a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him. How would you like a knuckle sandwich, you big fat Jim? I shouted right back. Mrs. came over to my table. She bent down next to me. Please, Junie B., you simply must try to control yourself better in class. We've talked about this before, remember? Yes, I said nicely, only I hate that dumb guy. Just then my best friend Lucille, who sits next to me, stood up and fluffed her ruffly dress. I always control myself, don't I, teacher? She said. That's because my Nana taught me to act like a little lady, and so Junie B. Jones should act more like me. I made a growly face at her. I do act like a little lady, you dumb bunny, Lucy. And don't say that again, or I'll knock you on your can. Mrs. did a frown at me. Just kidding, I said quickly. Except for Mrs. kept a frowning face, and then she gave me a punishment. Punishment is the school word for sitting at a big table all by yourself. And everybody keeps on staring at you, and it makes you feel like P.U. That's how come I put my head down on the table, and I covered it up with my arms, 'cause punishment takes the friendly right out of you. And so at recess, I didn't talk to Lucille, and I didn't speak to my other bestest friend named Grace either. I just sat down in the grass all by myself, and I watched Janitor paint the liter cans. I just sat down in the grass all by myself, and I watched Janitor paint the litter cans, and I played with the stick and an ant, and that's all. I hate room 9, I said very grumpy. Except for just then, I saw something very wonderful in the grass, and its name was 2 cherry lifesavers. Hey, I love these guys, I said. Then I quickly picked them up, and I blowed off the germs, and I put it right in my mouth. Wait, don't do that, shouted a loud voice at me. Spit that out right now. I turned my head. It was Janitor. He was running at me, speedy quick. His jingly keys were jangling all over the place. Spit that out, I said, he yelled again. And so then I spit the cherry lifesavers on the ground, 'cause the guy was scaring me, that's why. Janitor bent down next to me. I didn't mean to fright you, sis, he said, but I spotted a bunch of dirty candy in the grass, and I was going to clean it up when I finished painting. He looked serious at me. Don't you ever eat anything you find on the ground. Do you hear me? Not ever. But I blowed off the germs, I told him. Janitor shook his head. You can't blow germs off, he said. Eating things you find on the ground is very, very dangerous. Then the janitor picked up the dangerous candy. Now run along and play, he said. I did a big sigh. Yeah, only I can't, I said. 'Cause I shut off my big fat mouth in kindergarten, and then I got punishment. And now I hate my best friend, Lucille. Janitor smiled, a little bit sad. Life is hard sometimes, isn't it, sis? He said. I bobbed my head up and down. Yes, I said, like life is PU. Then Janitor patted my head and he walked away. And so, guess what? I just like Janitor, and that's all. Chapter 2, The Cop and Mr. Smiley. When we came in from recess, Mrs. was clapping her loud hands together. Boys and girls, please take your seats quickly. I've got a wonderful surprise for you. Then I got very excited inside my stomach, because surprises are my most favorite things in the whole world. Is it jelly donuts? I shouted. Mrs. put her finger to her lips. That means be quiet. Yeah, only guess what? Jelly donuts are my most favorite kind of donuts. Except I also like the creamy kind, and the chocolate kind, and the kind with rainbow sprinkles on top. After that, my mouth got very watering, and some drool fell on the table. I wiped it up with my sweater sleeve. Just then there was a knock on the door. Mrs. hurried to open it. Hey, it's a cop, I hollered, very excited. The cop came in room 9. He had on blue shirt with a shiny badge and shiny black boots and a shiny white motorcycle helmet. Mrs. smiled. Boys and girls, I'd like you to meet my friend, Officer Mike. Officer Mike is a policeman. Who can tell me what policemen do? I can, I called out. They arrest people. 'Cause one time some cops arrested a guy on my street, and so that means they made him take a nap, I think. Just then Jim, I hate, laughed very loud. They didn't arrest him, stupid, he hollered. They arrested him. That means they took him to jail. And so your neighbor's a dirty, rotten jailbird. Then the other kids laughed too, and so I hid my head. Yeah, only I heard even now the guy. I said to myself. After that, Officer Mike took off his shiny white helmet, and he told us some other stuff that cops do, like give other dads speeding tickets and arrest drunk guys. Also, they let us play with the handcuffs and his shiny white helmet, except for the helmet was too big for my head, and it covered my whole entire eyes. "Hey, who turned out the lights?" I said. 'Cause that was a funny joke, of course. Then another knock came to the door. This time it was a lady with a long white jacket. She was carrying a giant red toothbrush. "Boys and girls, this is Dr. Smiley," said Mrs. Dr. Smiley is a child's dentist. Dr. Smiley hung up some posters of teeth. Then she talked all about Mr. Tooth Decay, and she said to brush our teeth at night and also in the morning. "Yeah, 'cause if you don't brush in the morning, your breath smells like stink," I said. After that, I showed Dr. Smiley my wiggly tooth. "Losing baby teeth is exciting, isn't it?" she asked. "Yes," I said, "except for I don't like the part when you cry and spit blood." Dr. Smiley made a sick face. Then she passed out minty green dental floss, and all the kids in the room practiced flossing. Flossing is when you pull strings through your mouth. Only pretty soon an accident happened. That's because a boy named William wound his floss too tight, and his teeth and hand got in a tangled knot ball, and Dr. Smiley couldn't undo him. Then Mrs. had to call Janitor speedy quick, and so he run to room 9, and he shined his giant flashlight in William's mouth. And then Dr. Smiley got the dangerous floss right out of there. Room 9 clapped and clapped. Dr. Smiley did a bow. Then Mrs. said that maybe some of us might like to dress up like dentists or police officers on job day. "Yeah, only what if you don't like drunk guys or bloody teeth?" I asked. Mrs. rolled her eyes way up at the ceiling. Then she walked Officer Mike and Dr. Smiley out into the hall. That's when room 9 started buzzing very loud. Buzzing is what you do when your teacher leaves the room. "I'm going to dress up like an actress on job day," said a girl named Emily. "I'm going to dress up like a princess," said my bestest friend Lucille, that I hate. I did a giggle. "I'm going to dress up like a bullfighter," she said. Then I ran speedy fast around the room, and I butted that mean Jim in the stomach with my head. And guess what? I didn't even get caught. That's what. Chapter 3. Me and my big fat mouth. After school was over, me and my bestest friend named Grace walked to the bus together, except for that Grace kept on wanting to skip, and I didn't. "How come you don't want to skip?" she said. "Me and you always skip to the bus." "I know, Grace," I said, "but today I've got a very big problem inside my head. And it's called, I still don't know what job I want to do when I grow up." "I do," said Grace. "I'm going to be Mickey Mouse at Disneyland." I did a big sigh at her. "Yeah, only too bad for you, Grace," I said, "'cause there's only one real alive Mickey Mouse, and you're not him." That Grace laughed very hard. "Mickey isn't real, silly. He's just a mouse suit with a guy inside," she said. And so just then I felt very sickish inside of my stomach, 'cause I didn't know Mickey was a suit. That's why. What did you have to tell me that for, Grace? I said, real upset. Now I feel very depressed. Then I hurried up on the bus, and I scooted way over to the window. Except I couldn't get my peace and quiet, 'cause everybody kept on talking about dumb old job day. I'm going to be a famous singer, said a girl named Rose. I'm going to be a famous baton twirler, said another girl named Lenny. Then a girl named Charlotte said that she was going to be a famous painter. Famous painters are called artists, she explained, and artists are very rich. After that, I felt a bit cheerier, 'cause guess what? Grandma Miller says I paint beautifully, that's what. Hey, maybe I'll be a famous painter too, I said. I'm going to be a prison guard, said a boy named Roger. My Uncle Roy is a prison guard, and he gets to carry the keys for the whole entire prison. Then my mouth did a smile, 'cause one time my dad gave me the key to the front door, and I unlocked it all by myself, and I didn't even need any help. Hey, maybe I might carry keys too, Roger, I said, 'cause I know how to use those things very good. Just then William raised his hand very bashfully. I'm going to be a superhero and save people from danger, he said. And so then I jumped right up out of my seat, 'cause that was the bestest idea of all. Me too, William, I hollered, 'cause that sounds very exciting, I think, and so I'm going to save people from danger too. Then that means Jim jumped up at me. Copycat, copycat, you're just copying everyone else, and anyway, you can't be 3 jobs, you can only be 1. I made a growly face at him. I am just being 1 job, I said, very angry. It's a special kind of job where you paint and you unlock stuff and you save people. So there, ha ha on you. That Jim made a cuckoo sigh at me. Goonie, he said. Junie B. Jones. There's no such job like that in the whole entire universe. Yes, there is. There is too. You big fat Jim, I yelled. And it's the bestest job in the whole wide world. He crossed his arms and did a mean smile. Okay then, what's the name of it, he said. Then the bus got very quiet, and everybody kept on waiting and waiting for me to say the name of the job. Except for I just couldn't think of anything, and so my face got very reddish and hottish, and I felt like P.U. again. See, told ya, said the mean Jim. There is no such job. Told ya, told ya, told ya. After that I sat down very quiet, and I stared out the window, 'cause the sickish feeling was back inside my stomach again, that's why. Me and my big fat mouth. Dumb Ollie. I got off the bus at my corner. Then I run to my house speedy quick. Help! Help! I'm in big trouble, I yelled to Mom, 'cause I accidentally shot off my big fat mouth on the bus, and now I have to paint and unlock stuff and save people from danger. Only what kind of stupid dumb job is that? Back here, called Mother. Back here means the nursery. The nursery is the place where my new baby brother named Ollie lives. I ran there my very fastest. Mother was rocking Ollie in the rocking chair. He was a little bit sleeping. I need to talk to you very bad, I shouted some more, 'cause I did a big fib, and now I don't know how to get out of it. Just then Ollie waked up. He started crying very much. Great, said Mother very growly. Yeah, only sorry, but I'm still upset here, I explained. Ollie screeched louder and louder. His voice sounded like a scratchy sore throat. Mother put him on her lap. Then she rubbed her sides of her forehead with her fingers. That's 'cause she had a migraine headache, I think. You're just going to have to wait until I get the baby settled again, she said, still grumpy. Yeah, only I can't wait 'cause Mother butted in. Not now, Junie B. I'll be out to talk to you as soon as I can. Now please go. Then she pointed to the door. Pointing means O-U-T. Darn it, I said. Darn it, darn it, darn it. 'Cause the dumb old baby takes up all of Mother's time, and he's not even interesting. He doesn't know how to roll over or sit up or play Chinese checkers. He's a dud, I think. I would like to take him back to the hospital, but Mother said no. After I left the nursery, I went outside in the front yard. Then I sat in the grass all by myself, and I played with the stick and another ant. Only this stupid ant bit me. And so I had to drop a rock on its head. Finally, my daddy's car came into the driveway, and my heart got very happy. Daddy's home, hooray, hooray, I yelled. Then I ran to him, and he picked me up, and I gave him my most biggest hug. I'm very glad to see you, I said, 'cause on Monday I have to dress up like what job I want to be, except for I accidentally said I'm going to paint and save people and carry lots of keys. Only what kind of dumb bunny job is that? My daddy put me down. His eyebrows looked very confused at me. Can we talk about this at dinner? He asked. No, I said. We have to talk about it right now, 'cause I've already waited all I can, and I'm getting tension in me. Well, I'm afraid you're just going to have to wait a little while longer, said Daddy. Because right now, I've got to see if your mother needs help with the baby. Then he did a kiss on my head, and he walked right into the house. And guess what? Sometimes I wish stupid dumb Ollie never came to live with us.